Hey, yo, what's up? This disciple Marshall Occurrence, rain back up in this anti-Illuminati all day, anti-telepathy all day, and everybody with them. Okay, so this message right here is going to be about preference is not racism. Preference is not racism. Preference is not racism. Everybody prefers certain people. You might be a white boy that prefer to be around black people. You prefer to be around black people. You like black people. You do not prefer white people. I've heard white people say it. I just don't like white people. And they choose to hang around black people. See, it gets tricky though on black side. If you say something like that, they think you're racist. You might prefer just to be around white people. You might not like black people. You might not be racist, you just don't like how they act. That's not wrong. We all prefer a certain type of race. If you'll be fortunate if you're able to have friends of every color, like a Christmas tree. More times than not, us average human beings, we prefer a certain race of people. For the most part. Okay, for white people to say it's wrong, then why you ain't got no black friends? Why don't you hang out with black people then? Because you don't prefer them. That's not your preference. Same thing with black people. You so all American, why you ain't got no straight up white friends? I ain't talking about the ones who act black. I'm talking about the ones who act totally white. How come you don't got no white friends? Because that's not your preference. You can't feed me no, I'm too smart. You can't feed me none of that foolishness. You prefer some people and you do not prefer the others. It's just how it is. Ask these Puerto Ricans why they don't have Mexican friends. They like hanging out with Puerto Ricans. They don't like Mexicans. Does that make them racist? If a Puerto Rican doesn't like Mexicans? But it's racist if I don't like them though. You see that part? It's okay for the Puerto Ricans not to like Mexicans, but if I don't like Mexicans, I'm racist. But they understand why Puerto Ricans don't like them and vice versa. Puerto Ricans understand why Mexicans don't like them. All right, I know. I already know. I've already been informed about that. And it comes down to preference. It's not racism. That's preference. Some Mexicans don't like hanging out with Puerto Ricans. Some Puerto Ricans don't like hanging out with Mexicans. They just don't jive together like the old school say. They just don't jive. You know what I mean? I could show you over and over how you got preference. Some black people don't like hanging out with light skinned people. That's your preference. Some men don't like light skinned women. That's your preference. Some black dudes don't like dark skinned women. You like light skinned women. That's your preference. Okay? Do that mean you hate dark skinned women? No, you just have a preference. You choose a light skinned girl to be your friend. Okay? Vice versa. light skin, you choose a dark skin. You might not like light skin. You might want a dark skinned friend, a dark skinned person to be your friend. Does that make you hateful towards light skinned people? No. Does that make it make you hateful towards what you are? No. You have a preference and that's okay. Don't let these black people and don't let these Mexicans and whoever else make you feel like having a preference means you're racist. You just don't like how people move. If you don't like how people move, just like the animal kingdom, an animal sees another animal, they don't like how they move, they move on. They don't just stand there. If they don't like something, they keep it moving. Same thing with dogs. You got some dogs like each other, some dogs don't like each other. Dogs sniff around, see how you move, don't like you. It's what it is. So you can't let people make you feel like because black people will do that to you because they extra sensitive. A lot of black people are extra sensitive. So if you don't mess with ratchet black people, oh, he must be racist. He don't mess with certain type of black people, oh, he racist. And you're not racist. You just prefer a certain type of black person. That's really what it is. That's really what it is for a lot of black people. We're coming to a place in time where people are not feeling that ratchet stuff. Like I told you, you got killers, you got soldiers, you got all of that, but ratchet is a different kind of special. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people are just mentally sick. Sometimes they're on drugs. Other times, I don't have time for ratchetness. And I'm not gonna let nobody make me feel like I'm racist. I know myself. I just don't prefer certain type of individuals. I just don't prefer certain type of black people. I just don't prefer certain type of white people. I just don't prefer certain type of Mexicans, etc., etc., etc. If you on something strange and you on something funny and you smell funky, and I mean as far as how you act and move, I don't prefer people like that. If I see any funniness, I don't prefer that. And you don't have to be apologetic about it. Because everybody do it. People sit up and talk about, oh, we're not racist. Oh, no, I ain't gonna say that. That ain't what I want to say. They say, oh, I like all people. I love and like all people. All I gotta do is go through your phone and I can prove that that's not true. I can prove through your phone it's not true. Half of the times I can look in your phone and show you that you like only a certain type of people. It is what it is. You can't like everybody. How you gonna have everybody as a like? Then your desire is that really desire? Is that, do you really even have a preference? Then most people have a preference. They have a preference for everything. They have a preference for what they like to drink, what kind of ice cream they like. We're creative beings. We're unique beings. You like a certain color, you like a certain day, a certain season, a particular season in the month, in the year. You have preferences. But when it comes to people, we try to be polite to a fault and act like we don't have preferences, and then we mess up human science. We mess up human science lying to each other, blowing smoke in each other's rear ends, acting like we all like each other, and you really don't like everybody. In other words, you do not prefer everybody. It's impossible. And if you're rich and famous, that's one thing. You're gonna have all types of friends. That's not even a normal life. I'm talking about normal everyday people. How can you have I'm talking about on the average. Everyday people do not have these type of friends, that type of friend, this type of friend, that type of friend, this type of friend, and you cover everybody. You can't cover everybody. You can't have a friend from every tribe, man. Come on, man. Stop playing. Stop playing. Stop playing with me. You can't. Everyone has a preference, and that's what makes you unique as a person. You might have a preference. You might like rock and roll, so you got a lot of white friends because you're a black dude. You're a black dude. You like rock and roll, so you most likely are going to have a lot of white friends because that's y'all all like a certain thing. Y'all all prefer a certain type of music, so you're going to probably prefer people prefer the things that you prefer. Same thing with white people. You like hip hop, then you probably are going to prefer black people. You're probably going to find yourself going to concerts and going to after parties and hanging out with black guys and black girls and sharing music, sharing your ideas on music and everything like that. And now you've made some friends that prefer the same things that you prefer. So likings of things and certain things that cause you to like certain types of individuals. And if you're really indulged in those things, then you're really probably going to like the people that prefer that whatever that is the most. So for instance, so you like rock and roll. So now you got a lot of white friends. Now the black cat's looking at you funny. Oh, he must be racist. But you actually just like rock and roll, and black people don't really like it. So you find it more comfortable when you're in your zone to be relaxing with people that like the same thing that you indulge in. But they're taking it as racism. But they don't know how much in common you have with the people that you prefer. Same thing with white people. That goes to choose to be with black people. Oh, they just seem like they don't like his own people. But pay attention to what the person is indulging in and what they like. Y'all don't seem to like hip hop and rap like that. So he's with people that do. She's with people that do. I have elevated in my life to where I don't care what people think about my preferences. A lot of you have not elevated to that point in your life where you put your foot down and say, wait, hold up a minute. Because people will try to tell you why you doing what you doing. They'll try to tell you they'll try to define why you doing what you doing. And you, as a grown man, or a grown woman, you have to say, hey, wait, hold up a minute. Hold up. You don't even have any idea what I do. You understand? You don't understand what my life consists of. You don't know what I like. You don't know what I dislike, first of all. You don't know me well enough to make an assumption. All right? You don't know me well enough to make an assumption. Okay? I can tell you who I am, but don't assume you know. Because you're going to make, you know what people say? When you assume, you make it out of yourself. Okay? And opinions, just like a rectum, everyone has one. Everyone has an opinion. You never gonna change that. You know what I'm saying? But don't let people bully you and play with you, especially I hate to say it, black people, don't let them do that, because when you start taking interest in other people, the first thing people want to make it seem like it's a race thing. When in actuality, you are just preferring, you just have a preference. You just have a preference of certain things, and they trying to make you feel, because they sensitive. Some, not everybody, but because of some of the people that I'm talking about, because they are sensitive, and they got complexes and self-esteem problems concerning their color in the outside world and how that interacts, because they got self-esteem problems with how they interact with the world because they black. They gonna try to go tell you, because you don't hang around them, or tell other people, oh, he's racist, he don't like his own people. And really, sometimes people just gravitated towards you. Sometimes you just attracted white people for whatever reason. Same thing with black people. I mean, same thing with white people. You might just attract some women, you might just attract black guys. Maybe it's the way your body is shaped. Some white guys might not like that. You might be more voluptuous, and black guys like that. A white guy might actually think you're fat and you're just voluptuous. So you attract naturally, just even in conversation, in an open conversation, because of that natural physical attraction, you attract conversation with black guys, and even maybe black women. Black women might admire your shape. You know what I'm saying? Not in a gay way, they may just admire your shape. You know what I mean? And so you've always, all your life, striked up conversations with people that's black. And white people got you tripping like something's wrong with you, and you gotta be smart enough to speak up for yourself for why it is the way it is. You gotta speak up for yourself and define it, because people that are stupid, there's a lot of stupid people. Everybody think they smart until smart people enter the room. Okay? Let me say it again. A lot of people think they're smart until smart people enter the room. Then you realize you're not that smart. You're only smart to yourself. It's just the truth. Okay? So you can't let people just sit up and be trying to define you and tell you why you are the way you are. And in actuality, a lot of black people just gravitated to you as a white woman because you had a black woman's type shape. You know what I mean? And then white people just kind of shunned you because they felt like, you just had on the extra cup, you had a pound too many. You weighed a pound too many. So now you don't know who to fit in with. Or you might just be a white woman that got like a face and a look that attracts black dudes. You know what I'm saying? You might just have this look and black guys like it. You know what I'm saying? Vice versa. You might be a black person that white people like to look at. I'm just being real. You might have a certain way you talk, a certain way you think, a certain way you laugh, a certain way you joke, and all black people are not like that. So white people just take extra interest in you, and a lot of black people get jealous of that. So what they gonna do, they'll try to redefine it and try to make it seem like you racist or something like that. Just because white people have taken to you. Because you chose to educate yourself. You have a conversation when you engage people. You know how to talk. You know how to hold a conversation. And a lot of people don't, know how to do that. A lot of black people sometimes they don't know how to hold a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Not every black person, but a lot of black people do not know the art of conversation. And so white people, that's part of their culture. They like to engage in conversation. They like to sit around the table and talk and talk and talk and talk. And black people, sometimes you might feel like somebody's talking your head off. You might feel like somebody's talking too much. I've been around black people to just say, oh man, come on man, you're talking too much. White people don't. I've never really heard white people say that. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at all the dynamics and study people, and don't be a simple person, man. When you make an assumption, because sometimes you're pushing people away into the other arms of other people anyway. You keep telling the person you don't like to hear them talk, you don't want to hear a lot of talking, then they're going to go around people that enjoy their conversation. This is what you got to think about. And then because you have hangups about race in America, because of being in America, you're traumatized and shell shocked by the racism here. You think it got something to do with racism. And now because you're starting problems, now you are disliked. Now that dislike seems like racism because you started a problem. And now you're sensitive to being, now because you're so sensitive, you're going to take the dislike and say that's racism. You see how it goes? So they feel vindicated. Yeah, that person is racist. No, they just don't like you now. They just don't like you now because you have made a total jerk out of yourself, and now you really are not liked. And you think, oh, okay, we got him. You don't got him. You just have become disliked, unpreferred because of your behavior and attitude in nasty ways. Okay? That's what it is. And because you're so sensitive to racism in America, you know, you want to think it's something. You want to think it's racism when you're now not preferred. Okay, that's what it is. You're not preferred, and nobody's gonna wait and take the time, like people say, where everybody's not like that. Humans don't wait. We see enough examples of a certain type of person. We're not waiting. We're not waiting for an eternity when the culture shows us what races are on the average. If you see what people are like on the average, you're going to wait eternity. You're going to wait for either all your life trying to fit in or be a part of something that you don't like, and trying to keep giving the benefit of the doubt, but you keep getting the same situation. You're not going to do that. What that means, no human is going to do that. Most humans are going to just say, okay, they're going to shake the dust off of their feet, and they're going to say, this is not my tribe. I don't know if it's the way I think because of how I've educated myself, my personality. It could be your personality. You like to talk. Black people don't. So you gravitate to white people who can just listen to you talk all day and all night. And they have no problem with it. They enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? So you have to, please don't let people, this is messages more for Americans, but it's for everyone, but it's really an issue here. Don't let people make you feel that because you don't deal with certain people, you're racist. You're not racist. You have a preference, just like when you eat ice cream. Do I hate vanilla ice cream because I eat chocolate ice cream? That's ridiculous. That's a ridiculous assumption. I just prefer chocolate ice cream. It doesn't have to say anything about vanilla ice cream. It doesn't mean vanilla is bad. This is just what I like to indulge in. It's the same thing with people. I particularly like to indulge in this type of race, and it doesn't say anything bad about another race. But it can get to the point where the race that you don't prefer, like I said, make assumptions, and now you dislike them because of their behavior. Now it's not because it's not only alone that you prefer other races, it's because another race that was not preferred has shown you negative vibrations, negative vibes. And now you dislike them, and now they feel like we were right. You weren't right. You made that person not like you. That's what you did. You became obnoxious, you became a jerk, and now he or she doesn't like you. And now they're going deeper into the people they prefer. And like I said, if you sit up here and tell me you like and like everyone, particularly, you can love everyone, but like everyone, prefer everyone, then you gotta be lying. You gotta be. I'm talking about the average everyday person. You're going to prefer a certain type of people to indulge in. It may be Asians, it may be Jamaicans, it may not be. But you're going to find a certain type of people that you prefer. And you cannot let anyone tell you that you're racist to the ones that you don't prefer.